This is Inside Indiana Business, radio on demand for the morning of February 23rd, 2023. I'm Wes Mills. Results of a study commissioned by the Richard M. Fairbanks Foundation found employees who smoke cost Indiana employers more than $3 billion a year. Inside Indiana Business reporter Alex Brown has details of the just-released study.
The foundation says the $3 billion figure is based on lower worker productivity, more sick days, and higher healthcare costs, and it says that estimate could be low. The foundation says worker absenteeism and unsanctioned smoking breaks serve as an additional hidden tax to businesses equaling 1.7% of total wages. Of the $3 billion estimate, Marion County businesses paid $609 million. Claire Fidian Green, president and CEO of the Richard M. Fairbanks Foundation, says, quote, "We've long known that smoking severely impacts Indiana, both in lives lost and in higher healthcare expenses, but smoking's cost on businesses is lesser known," end quote, which is why the foundation commissioned the study conducted by researchers at the University of Illinois, Chicago. Fidian Green says the state has made progress over the last decade to reduce tobacco consumption, but Indiana still has the 8th highest smoking rate in the U.S. at 17.3%. The national average is 14.4%. The foundation says the study further shows that if the state cigarette tax increased by $2 per pack from the current 99 cents per pack, an estimated 45,000 Hoosier adults would stop smoking. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.
The Builders Association of Greater Indianapolis has shared the first permit numbers for 2023, showing that Central Indiana's 9-county area saw a 41% decrease in single-family building permits. There were 389 permits issued last month, compared to 662 permits in January 2022. Baggy says while overall permit numbers for the Central Indiana area were lower, Boone County saw a 35% increase in permit activity. European automaker Stellantis has announced U.S. employees represented by the United Auto Workers will receive profit-sharing checks of about $15,000 on March 10th. The move comes as the company announced a 26% increase in net profit in 2022. The company says more than 40,000 employees are eligible to receive the payment. Stellantis employs about 7,000 people at its facilities in Kokomo and Tipton. Still to come, find out why an Indiana candy maker's passion for paleontology will result in a new agritourism location in northern Indiana. Details when Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand for Thursday, February 23rd returns in 60 seconds.
Indiana business and community leaders, you're invited to a roadshow unlike any other. IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation are joining forces for the Engage Indiana series, presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. A focus on talent, education, and issues that shape our economy. 7 regional events, 1 shared purpose, advancing the future of Indiana. Discover more at ibj.com/engage.
Has your company grown at a rapid pace over the last 2 years? Nominations are now being accepted for Fast 25, IBJ's exclusive list of fastest growing companies in Central Indiana. Honorees will be spotlighted in a special publication in the IBJ and celebrated at an event on May 9th. Check out the changes to this year's criteria to see if your company qualifies. Learn more and submit your nomination by March 1st at ibj.com/nominations.
Merrillville-based NiSource says it's begun the process to sell minority interest in its subsidiary, NIPSCO, while also reporting a profitable year for the shareholders. The company says it earned full-year net income of $749 million compared to $530 million during the previous year. In November, the utility announced it was seeking a buyer to purchase a minority interest for NIPSCO, which provides natural gas and electric service across the northern third of Indiana. NiSource is also reporting fourth quarter net income of about $231 million compared to $152 million during the same period a year earlier. Columbus-based Cummins has filed paperwork with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission for a proposed initial public offering for its filtration business, Atmos Filtration Technologies. The manufacturer announced last April it announced to spin off the business into a standalone publicly held company. The company intends to have its common stock listed on the New York Stock Exchange. Cummins says the number of shares and price range have not been determined. Atmos was originally founded in 1958 as the Seymour Filtration Company based in Seymour, Indiana, with a single filter production line to support Cummins diesel engines. Flagship Enterprise Center in Anderson will today host its inaugural Flagship Pitch Anderson competition. The event will feature 6 for-profit businesses competing for a $20,000 prize package to help them fund and expand their business ideas. South Bend Chocolate Company founder Mark Turner is an amateur dinosaur expert. He's using his savviness for sweets and his passion for paleontology to create an agritourism destination in St. Joseph County. The Indiana Dinosaur Museum will feature his collection of ancient discoveries along with a new chocolate factory. He wants kids to get excited about learning.
And when kids come into that museum, I want them to be excited and realize that anybody can do it. You don't have to have a fancy degree from an Ivy League school. So when you walk out of that museum, you aren't a little bewildered. You're informed and you're excited. And I hope this museum can be part of that fundamental shift in how children and adults even understand and interact with science.
Construction has already begun on the 90-acre complex that is located on the northwest side of South Bend. It will include a 60,000-square-foot candy factory and an 18,000-square-foot museum and other amenities. I'm Wes Mills, Inside Indiana Business, Radio on Demand.